Can you save your money by doing a home inspection?
We prepared a list of the most frequent and important questions that you have when buying a property and how you were able to negotiate millions of dollars in savings to our customers over the 20 years of experience. So let's start. What kind of inspection could be performed for the buyers when purchasing a real estate property?
Well, the most important concern for every buyer is to understand that there is no obligation to hire a real estate licensed inspector to check the condition of your house. But this option, which is strongly recommended, I want to introduce to every single buyer. This inspection has nothing to do with the village where the property is located at. In Illinois, those villages require an appointment for their own inspectors to check the property condition, and those are usually very, very general, based on safety, like detectors or GFCI outlets.
Do you have any examples of how someone lost a lot of money because of the inspection wasn't needed?
Unfortunately, yes. And on the screen, you're looking into the property that another real estate broker convinced the buyer not to perform an inspection due to the fact that it was an as-is sale, and it was a huge mistake. It was supposed to be a remodeling project, and after purchasing the property, the buyer found out that instead of being a great investment opportunity, with all the violations and structural damages, the total loss of the remodeling was going to exceed $100,000 for just not doing the simple inspection and having no experience.
After you inspect, you have to check every single property.
Yes. No, you learned that the hard way.
Good experience, so, well, now we know.
Now we know, and now we have you, so
So when a buyer should hire an inspector?
That's a good question. If not otherwise stated in a purchase contract, we always have 5 business days to send the inspector to your future nest and do the inspection.
Very relaxing day. The day of the inspection.
So what are we doing here?
We have a client who's buying a 3-flat, a legal 3 units apartment. And part of the first 5 days of the attorney approval is the inspection. So we're gonna welcome the inspector inside. And our client, let's see.
What is an inspector checking when and how long it will take? What's the average cost?
The inspection might be an hour or a few, and it all depends on the property, on the size. The prices vary. My clients usually pay like $250 for a condo, $350 for the house. It varies, and you can discuss all the details and prices with the inspector.
No? Yeah, someone slid it back. See those scratches? Mm-hmm. So someone slid it back and probably left it.
So, the licensed inspector, you have to understand, is always equipped to be able to check all the major systems like electric work, plumbing, HVAC, all the appliances, plus all the details regarding the indoor and outdoor of the property, including the windows, doors, roof, foundation, etc.
And this
It
is,
shows levels of the moisture. It's better to show you over there where we have.
Right.
yeah, that's a good thing. Because the seller indicates that this is 2 years ago.
So see, this has it scaled up to 99.9% of the moisture. So we can compare it here. It shows 2.7,
Uh-huh.
and it shows 99.9, which is wet.
Yeah.
Completely.
Okay, and the percentage is changing when you move around.
So if you have the right equipment, this is a great thing for the future
Yeah.
buyers, especially that he's buying his first house in his life.
Yeah.
Because even by touching or seeing things, you're not gonna recognize the issue.
Well, you know, visually
completely, like the-
visually you can assess. Basically, you know, when I put light on it, I can
Somebody
see there's a
touched it.
stain and there's it's possibility of a wetness. But this will show me percentage of the moisture.
Right.
So if there's a chance that it's wet, I can use that tool
We need to address it.
just to put it on there. Electrically, there are some issues too, like connections on the here and there, like outlets in some areas are not GFCI protected.
Okay.
Some outlets even are 2-prong still.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's
Yeah,
old
pretty
fashioned.
old. Uh-huh.
There's no grounding.
Yeah.
This is not allowed. Basically, there's a risk of
Of
the gases to come back.
Right.
This one is not sealed. I mean, this is supposed to be used just for the vents.
See, seller, when we were negotiating the deal, he's like, no more credits, no more nothing, but those are safety issues. So for the buyers,
This definitely is.
it is. So
It's
he
right
needs
away.
to reconsider because whoever is going to buy the house is going to have the same issues, right?
So in case of the house inspection, we want to make sure that the house is a very solid structure and that there are no hidden defects, nothing that might be dangerous for the future.
Can you still ask the seller to make some repairs, even though if the real deal says negotiated and is still on the purchasing price?
See, that's what the buyers are hoping for, and that's the beauty of the inspection. Sellers and their attorneys will always rely on professional written inspections. Usually it's much easier for the buyer's attorney or for me as your representing broker to still negotiate either some repairs, replacements, or the credit. And usually buyers love to get the credit because sometimes it's much easier to take care of those issues after the closing.
Now, how about those properties sold as is condition status?
As this is a very tricky thing. Usually there are foreclosures, short sales, estate sales, or even regular sales where the buyers have to agree to sign an as-is agreement, and to give the buyer an option for the inspection is crucial. This is the opportunity for the future owner to find out about all the issues, foreseen estimated expenses that will be taken into the consideration. So in other words, it's going to help you to calculate and establish your budget and upcoming improvements, and at the same time to make the work much easier and to make it done properly, to make sure that the value of the property is not exceeded and you're not overpaying. So I think in those cases, this is the main reason where the inspection is a good opportunity to check up, and sometimes you might find a hidden problem that you're not gonna see during the showing. And if you have additional questions, we can always recommend a few good licensed inspectors for you to sleep well, sleep better, knowing that your purchase is solid and worth your money.
Okay, besides details about the property, what else do you learn?
Well, it's very convenient to know simple, basic things about your future property, like to change the filter in the furnace or to locate the main shut-off water valve in case of any emergency.
My clients are buying a two-bedroom condominium, and we encourage them to do the inspection. Martin, what he's doing, he's checking the furnace for the clients and explaining how to change the simple filter. But he discovered, what did you discover?
Well, the filter was not really replaced for a while. You can say about the condition of the filter, you know, it's kind of filled with dirt and well, maybe not dirt, but dust and all debris sitting in it. I'm not sure if that's going to be visible, really.
Yeah,
It is.
It has some moisture stains on it, so you know that could be indications of some condensation in the furnace too. There's some rust corrosion on the furnace parts. Furnace service will be required for something like that, you know, to just make sure all the parts are
So
working
that
in a
way
good
we can
condition.
put it on the report, including all the photos, send it to the attorney, and still negotiate the terms with the other party, with the seller, meaning that we can get the maintenance done or credit for it from the seller's part at the close. Never know about the windows, you know, the AC unit not being in a working condition, some moisture or asbestos possibility, you know, the asbestos tiles. So those things are important, right?
Nobody not going to.
Nobody's gonna climb up on the roof and check the chimney or the brick. Yeah, so those things really matter.
A lot of maintenance, how to change the filter, how to, you know, maintain the house. That's very important for the future.
So the inspection of the real estate is a great learning experience to get to know your future house and to know how to maintain it. So that's the basic information, and we hope that this is going to help you to make the right decision before buying your property.
For more information, visit our social media, the channels of Facebook and YouTube, and also the website.